3 crew members who will be on board the International Space Station for the final flight of the Space Shuttle will also be on orbit to celebrate the shuttle's 30th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the first human spaceflight. Their Soyuz spacecraft is named in honor of the occasion.
This is the first time that vehicle will be named after someone. And as soon as we learned that this will be the case, especially Yuri Gagarin's name will be used to name a Soyuz spacecraft, we were very happy.
First flight of Yuri Gagarin just opened the space era, and shuttle flight was also a significant event at that time.
It's going to be great to be on board when basically everybody thinks about the fact that 50 years ago, Yuri Gagarin made his first flight, and now we think that living and working in space is part of everyday life.
In 50 years since then, we've made some pretty big steps, and we've done some amazing things, and I think we've pretty much cemented that we're not a one-planet species, if we choose not to be a one-planet species anymore.
But there are even more incredible things looking there, waiting for us, and I'm, I feel good and happy to be part of this, and I feel satisfied. It's very interesting.
And we'll have to show great work, great results, and also show that the time which has elapsed since the very first flight of Yuri Gagarin and Alan Shepard hasn't gone in vain, but we've learned something in space.
To keep learning things, this crew has a full agenda of scientific experiments.
I have a table here that actually shows the list of all the experiments that are going to be planned for my missions. I counted them. There are more than 60 in various disciplines, human research, fluid physics, material science, radiation monitoring, biology, education, Earth observation, technology, facility operation. I mean, it's a very complex operation.
And as is true with real estate, location is all important. Astronauts can do things in space they can't do on Earth, including serve as test subjects for research on the human body that could lead to better medical care for people on Earth.
By floating around in microgravity, we don't actually put stress on our bones, and we lose bone mass at a very high rate, much higher than your average 70-year-old woman with osteoporosis. And that means in just a few months, we can understand what happens to bones when they start to, quote-unquote, dissolve, and how do they rebuild themselves, and how can we prevent that from happening?
The station's science capability will get a big boost when shuttle mission STS-134 delivers the Alpha Magnetic Spectrometer, a 15,000-pound, $2 billion multinational cosmic particle detector that will reside on the top of the space station's truss to look for antimatter and dark matter. Its powerful magnet will attract passing cosmic particles toward 5 types of detectors. 300,000 data channels will provide information to scientists who hope to get a better understanding of the origins of the universe.
It's, many orders of magnitude more sensitive than anything we've ever, put into space to do this. So it's really, the scientists are very excited, and we're all very excited that, we have an opportunity here to really make some amazing discoveries.
Endeavour's crew will also deliver spare parts and conduct 4 spacewalks. A few weeks later, when Kondratiev, Nespoli, and Coleman depart for Earth, Borisenko takes over as commander of Expedition 28. The crew will grow with the early June arrival of a new Soyuz, with former station commander Sergei Volkov, veteran space shuttle astronaut Mike Fossum, and first-time flyer Satoshi Furukawa of Japan. That group will greet the crew of Shuttle Atlantis when it delivers more supplies and spare parts and supports a spacewalk by Garin and Fossum to move the cooling system pump module that failed last year into the payload bay for return to Earth. And then they will wave goodbye as the last space shuttle to ever visit the station undocks to complete its final flight.
Perhaps in the future we will have more developed vehicles, but the shuttle will remain in history as one of the most successful vehicles in the history of the cosmonautics.
Whether it's deploying the Hubble Space Telescope, repairing the Hubble Space Telescope, building the space station, all the satellites that launched, all the satellites that recovered, all the scientific experiments that were conducted on board. I think I am really proud to have flown on the Space Shuttle and to be a part of the Space Shuttle program.
But I do believe that the future lies with such systems as the Space Shuttle and the Buran vehicle. 10 years may pass, maybe even 20, and our technologies will allow us to create such spacecraft in a short amount of time and much cheaper.
During the summer, the crew will execute a spacewalk from the Russian segment of the station, continue preparations for the arrival of a commercial cargo ship later in the year, and work their agenda of laboratory research. Garin plans to spend some of his time on a global effort to share an astronaut's perspective on the Earth with the people on the surface, to inspire work on problems we face, and to let them know about the work being done inside humankind's orbiting laboratory. That effort exists on the internet at the address fragileoasis.org.
The other aspect of the site is to just allow people to experience this with us vicariously through our videos, through our pictures, through our blogs. We've got a number of astronauts that will be blogging on the site, and to be able to basically have everybody along, not as spectators, but as crewmates, as fellow crewmates on this mission with us.